Hi, how's it going, everyone? Meteorologist Danielle Grant here in the Night News Weather Center. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. A lot to get at because if you live here in the metro area, you might be looking outside. We have partly cloudy skies, temperature certainly cooler, but big changes are coming just within about the next 4 hours time. If you're up in the mountains, you're probably already dealing with this winter storm that has a tight grip across Colorado. The snow here in the metro area kicking off, I would say by about 3:30. The evening drive, not ideal. It's going to be slick. It's going to be slippery. The roads will be snow covered as we're watching our temperatures fall and fall fast. So if you can avoid being out on the roads, I certainly would rather be home. The snow moving out probably by about midnight, 1 a.m. at least here in the city, and then we'll be tracking the bitter cold settling in. This is our live camera across the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels. Are those a few snow plows? I think so. I don't know why they're stopped, but it does look like folks that are heading westbound moving along slowly but smoothly. Certainly visibility a problem out there, and this is going to be the name of the game really as we go throughout the rest of tonight. The heaviest snowfall up in the mountains, we will see some of that here in the metro area again, probably between about 3 and 6 o'clock. That's going to be the window for the heaviest snow. This is our live camera across downtown Denver. This is what I'm talking about. You look out your office window and you're saying, snow? Really? Yes, really. It is on the way. Temperatures are going to be cooling off. We're sitting at 30 degrees, but a cold front slides in and that will drop us fast. The winds out of the north, not really a big problem for us, about 7 miles per hour, but it is making it feel a little cooler out there. Daytime highs making their way into the 20s and 30s, but then again, quickly cooling off as the front arrives and as the snowfall moves in. Here on HD Doppler 9, we got a lot going through. This northwesterly flow kicking up that snow across the Front Range Mountains as we speak. A little bit of light snowfall along the western slope. We'll zoom in the metro area. Still is pretty dry. Some of that snow just beginning to cross the I-25 corridor north of Fort Collins heading into Weld County, and then across the far northeastern plains along I-76, I-80, Nebraska, Wyoming. We are going to be looking at some heavy snowfall for you folks. Keep this in mind as this will be going for the next couple of hours. Tonight, we're looking at the bitter cold. Once the snow really starts to kind of wind down, we'll be left with temperatures sitting at 0 here in Denver, easily sub-zero in northern Colorado, up into the high country, not quite as chilly. So the reasoning, we do have those wind chill advisories in place across the far eastern side of the state. Wind chill values for folks on the plains easily going about 25 below zero, what it will feel like to exposed skin. So again, bring the pets inside tonight if you can. I know the rest of the map is quite colorful, but first we'll start in red. That's the winter storm warning, and that's going to be impacting most of the high country, easily 1 to 2 feet possible by about midday tomorrow. And then we'll go with the blue, kind of this turquoise color. The Denver metro area now included in the winter weather advisory. The National Weather Service put this into effect about 20 minutes ago. I'm still looking at about 2 to 5 inches of snow, so not necessarily a blockbuster kind of event. It's more so on the timing, the terrible timing, I should say, that Mother Nature is bringing us this heavy snow and just how quickly the roads will be deteriorating throughout that evening drive. Fort Collins in place. They're under that winter storm warning for about 4 to 8 inches. And then we are going to be looking at high winds further to the south central Colorado. Futurecasts, here we are, 2, 3 o'clock. We go a couple of hours and then that snowfall really starts to fill in. Heaviest pockets of snow certainly are going to be closer into the foothills. This is about 5 o'clock when it stretches all the way off to the eastern plains. By about 10 p.m., clearing coming through for parts of the northeastern side of the state, but still going strong around the Denver metro area. Tomorrow morning we wake up, pretty much should be a winter wonderland out there, but bitterly cold. The storm system isn't going to last too terribly long. In fact, as the day wears on, the snowfall, it'll linger up in the high country, but really clearing skies for most of us here in eastern Colorado. This is about 5 p.m. or so tomorrow, and then by late tomorrow evening, skies completely clear. Again, about 2 to 5 here in Denver, 4 to 8 once you get closer into the foothills. The high country absolutely slammed with winter weather, but this system, a fast mover. It rolls right on out of here, but in its wake, leaves us with some pretty chilly temperatures. Tomorrow, 27, that'll be our high. I know, right? At least we'll have a little bit of sunshine coming through in the afternoon. Daytime highs will peak in the 20s, maybe some spots in the low 30s up into the mountains through the foothills. But really tomorrow is going to be a chilly day. Perhaps you'll have to bust out the shovel, just depending on where you live. As we look ahead toward Friday, the temperatures warm up dramatically. Back to the mid 50s we go. We will be tracking some serious melting going on too. So far for the weekend, I have us fairly dry, pretty seasonal too. And then looking ahead toward next week, sunshine is back, the 50s are back. Next Wednesday, I'm keeping a close eye on, as we might have a few flurries out there, but again, it still is pretty far off. So eyes on today and kind of what's going on. I am just jumping on Facebook for all of my friends that are tuning in to our noon update. Let me know if you have any questions for me. Hi, Chris. Of course, happy to help. Happy to give you a weather update. How much is expected for northeastern Colorado? Jenny asking that question. I would say right now, probably about 3 to 6 inches coming your way. Parts of, let me show you this one graphic. Parts of the northeastern plains are actually under the winter storm warning. You can kind of see it there, several counties stretching along I-76 just because of these heavy bands that are coming through right now. So this is kind of a look at what we have going on. The winter weather advisory for the Denver area, that's going to continue until 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. Again, 2 to 4, 2 to 5 inches, but really the biggest concern is just kind of the fact that it's going to be this massive burst of snow and wind as the cold front comes through. Prime time as we're trying to get home from work, trying to pick up the kids. So that's what we're kind of keeping a close eye on. Folks asking about how much snowfall is going to stack up in Bailey. Bailey, I would say probably closer to the 2 to 5 range. It doesn't look like a ton coming through for you folks, but I would say that's a pretty good estimate right now. Oh my gosh, these questions are coming in so fast. I can't keep up. Valerie saying, yes, cold and ice is bad for the animals. Make sure you bring them in. Noelle saying, did I say 4 to 8 for Denver? No, Denver is looking at about 2 to 5 inches coming through. The higher amounts are going to be on the west side of town, lesser amounts going further off to the east. But as you can kind of see right here, the warnings still in place around Fort Collins, and then that stretches along the far northeastern plains. Folks wondering if Loveland is under the winter storm warning. Let me just double check. Yes, you guys are under the winter storm warning, and that also is going to continue until 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my gosh, I can't keep up with all of your questions. Winter Park, Alyssa is asking about Winter Park. Winter Park looks like it's in the winter storm warning, and so you guys certainly look like, well, at least up in the mountain, could see probably about a foot. Oh, okay, maybe the town actually. Wait, why did that not pop up? Sorry. Winter Park, the mountain, I believe, is under the winter storm warning. However, the town, and then around Fraser through Granby, Grand Lake, under the advisory, that's going to be more so like 5 to 10 inches. Certainly, if you're up on the mountains, it's going to be a bit more. Dakota asking about DIA. If you have any flights, I would say between about 3 and 7, 3 to 8 this afternoon. It's going to be probably a mess. Wouldn't be surprised if we do see some delays. Hopefully, no cancellations, but definitely delays. How can I? Okay, here we go. Gabrielle wondering about Greeley. Greeley under the advisory, and that's going to be about 2 to 5 inches. Yes, praying more snow here continues due to the drought conditions, Christopher is saying. Yes, absolutely. We need the snow and need several more storms to come through. Adam is wondering, safe to drive to Gunnison from Broomfield on Friday morning. Oh yeah, Friday morning you should be just fine. The storm system is pretty much totally out of here by about midday tomorrow. Yep, Chris, sit at home, cozy by the fireplace. That sounds like a good call. Crystal wondering about Fort Collins. Fort Collins is under the winter storm warning, and again, I'm saying about 4 to 8 inches for folks out there, just because we're anticipating seeing some pretty heavy bands set up. So bands of snowfall set up. Sheena wondering about Westminster. Westminster is under the 2 to 5 that I'm tracking. Yes, the roads are not going to be ideal this afternoon through this evening. Again, the timeline of all of this is primarily going to be from about 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock. That's going to be the worst of it. I'm kind of zooming in just to the Front Range so you folks can kind of get an idea of the timing of this. This is about 2 o'clock. We'll fast forward, say, 4. It's just beginning around the Denver area and to the south, C470, E470. But if you live in Boulder and Broomfield, it's really coming down already. These bands will continue for us through easily the dinner hour. You're trying to get home from work. This is 7 o'clock when really the majority of the Front Range is looking at snow, and off to the eastern plains too. Interesting about this setup is our friends around Douglas County through Castle Rock and south toward Monument Hill. You guys will see snow, but not nearly as high of totals as what like the Boulder area through Longmont, Fort Collins will see. This takes us through about, I'd say 11 o'clock or so tonight. Yep, 11 o'clock. And we still have some snow. However, the later it gets, we're going to be looking at more lighter snow, but still the roads could be a little treacherous out there. Jolene wondering about driving tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon still might have some snowfall out there just because we're not anticipating warming above the freezing mark. So it could still be a little tricky. Hopefully you have four-wheel drive, but the snowfall will be done falling, so to speak, and we should have some nice sunshine. Belinda wondering about Craig, Colorado. Craig, our friends out there. I don't believe you guys are you're not under a winter weather advisory or a winter storm warning. You are, however, under a wind advisory at the moment. So looks like winds are easily gusting around 40 to 45 miles per hour. Snowfall amounts, I would say maybe an inch or two tops for folks out there. Gail wondering about downtown Denver. Downtown, I'd say between that 2 to 5 inch range looks best for us. Again, if you live like in Lakewood or out toward Wheat Ridge, you guys might be on the higher end for the snowfall totals. Again, overall about 2 to 5. Brianna asking about school closures tomorrow. Great question. I don't know if this is going to meet their threshold with how much snowfall is on the ground, and certainly it won't be impacting folks tomorrow morning like it will be tonight. So I don't really think they will close down schools tomorrow. Maybe a delayed start just because of the temperatures, but I don't think it will be because of the snow. Man, I need some water. You guys got a lot of questions for me. Anyone else that I haven't seen? I'm trying to get through all of these, but there are just so many. Oh, Chester the dog, I believe, Sophia saying, is asking about Castle Rock. Castle Rock, I have in that 2 to 4 inch range. You guys aren't under the advisory or anything. It's pretty much just the Denver area, the immediate suburbs, and then up to the north and to the east. So 1 to 3, 2 to 4 is my best guess for the Castle Rock area. And again, I'm going to have all of this on Facebook, on my Twitter page, Instagram. So if you have any more questions for me, you're like, I live here and I want to know, shoot me a message on any of the social platforms. I'll show you my 7-day forecast. Again, tomorrow it's going to be cold once the storm system moves out, and then we kind of level out 40s and 50s for at least the remaining days after that. And right now I don't have any major snow coming in. So I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope you don't have to be out on the roads. Tell your boss, Danielle said so. I can leave early from work. Hope that works for you. And enjoy. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at the WX Woman. That's where you can find me. Send me a message. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and stay safe out there.